Listen to Sergio Sanchez every morning on News Talk 710 KURV and on the Radio Parami app. Stay informed with exclusive interviews from top local and state leaders, plus economic development news, business, and medical reports, and all the local news from the RGV. It's everything you need to know to start your day right. Sergio Sanchez and News Talk 710 KURV on the free Radio Parami app. Download it now.
If borrowers don't pay their debts to the government, taxpayers do.
Fox's Todd Pyro. Harvard University suing the Trump administration, trying to unfreeze more than $2 billion in federal grants, claiming it's unlawful, as the president tries to get Harvard and other schools to change policies, saying they allowed anti-Semitism to flourish on campuses. America's listening to Fox News.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
4 more Democratic lawmakers went to El Salvador, but unlike Senator Chris Van Hollen last week, they did not get to meet Kilmar Abrego Garcia, who was sent there with other alleged gang members last month, mistakenly, despite an earlier court order he not be sent there. Fox's Madeline Rivera reports the Democrats went
to also make their point that what happened to Abrego Garcia can't happen again. Representatives Robert Garcia, Maxwell Frost, Yasmin Ansari, and Maxine Dexter say they met with the U.S. Embassy in El Salvador, and they say they were not happy with the responses they got. They were not able to meet with Abrego Garcia, who's no longer being held in that notorious maximum security prison. He's been transferred to another detention facility.
Now, the Supreme Court ordered the government to facilitate his return, but the Trump administration insists Abrego Garcia is a gang member who should not return. Now, an update on someone else the Trump administration is trying to deport.
Despite pleas to release him so he could witness the birth of his son, Mahmoud Khalil's wife has given birth as he remains in custody, awaiting deportation in Louisiana. His wife, Dr. Noor Abdallah, giving birth Monday morning after the request was denied. Khalil was arrested by ICE agents in March, who revoked his green card and student visa, claiming Khalil led activities on the Columbia University campus that were aligned to Hamas, a designated terrorist organization. A judge ruled earlier this month that Khalil can be deported. Khalil's attorney is challenging his detention as unconstitutional retaliation for his free speech. Sue Guzman, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are rising the day after the Dow plunged nearly 1,000 points. In the NBA playoffs, a rare win for Detroit.
That's saucy! Cade Cunningham! Razzle-dazzle jam!
The Pistons snapped a record 15-game postseason losing streak dating back to 2008, beating the New York Knicks 100-94 on TNT, tying the series 1-1. The LA Clippers also got even, beating Denver 105-102 in Game 2. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
News Talk 710 KURV, broadcasting from the Valley's All-American Truck Headquarters studio at PayneAutomall.com.
Happy Tuesday, Election Day. That's right, it's Election Day. It's early vote day. You're listening to the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV for April 22nd, 2025. Along with show producer Fred Cruz, absolutely the top producer in radio. All of Texas is Fred Cruz. AccuWeather meteorologist Jeffrey Nordine on standby. Join us on X Live, also Facebook Live. We're doing the video thing at the 7 o'clock hour. Early voting kicking off today across the Rio Grande Valley. We got several communities holding some municipal elections. The city of McAllen, for example, they're running their own election. Other cities are working with Hidalgo County and Cameron County to run their elections. So we got some elections for some city hall posts, places like San Juan and Sullivan City, Progreso, and Cameron County. We've got Brownsville, Harlingen. We got some city seats, also some school districts. Voters at Boca Chica Beach, folks who are residents of the campus, the sprawling campus there for SpaceX at Boca Chica Beach, will get a chance to vote on a proposal to incorporate the SpaceX campus into Starbase, Texas, create a city. Cameron County voters will also vote on a measure to fund a new multi-purpose arena. Election is May 3rd. Again, early vote starts today. Conversation with the elections administrators in Hidalgo and Cameron County, that's coming up at 7:15, and we'll repeat that conversation at 8:15 on KURV. Other local notes, a McAllen man sentenced to 35 years behind bars for a crash that killed a Cameron County deputy constable. 47-year-old Jesse Leatherwood was found guilty of intoxication manslaughter several days ago. So the jury returned yesterday to court, sentenced Leatherwood to 35 years behind bars. Investigators saying that Leatherwood was looking at his phone just before the crash that claimed the life of Constable Ruben Garcia last September. 7:07 on the Valley's Morning News. Governor Abbott is ramping up some pressure on lawmakers in the Texas House to move on his only emergency item for this legislative session.
The murder of 12-year-old Jocelyn Nungary last June by undocumented Venezuelan nationals in Houston prompted Governor Abbott to make bail reform an emergency item. The Senate moved quickly, and now Abbott has taken to social media to push the House.
There are hundreds of people in Texas who were killed by a murderer who'd been previously arrested for murder, let out on bail, only to murder again. That must stop.
Senate Joint Resolution 5 would amend the Constitution to deny bail to those accused of murder. Joint Resolution 1 would deny bail to undocumented migrants charged with a felony. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick also on board.
Whatever it takes, we will not leave here until these bills pass the House.
In Austin, Chris Fox, News Talk 710 KURV.
And the Catholic Diocese Brownsville holding 2 public masses to mourn the death of Pope Francis. Bishop Daniel Flores announcing the services on social media yesterday. The first mass will be held today at noon at the Immaculate Conception Cathedral at Brownsville. Second mass will be held tomorrow evening, 5:30 p.m. in San Juan at the Basilica. Time is 7:08 on News Talk 710 KURV. So we got these driverless vehicles, driverless taxis. Do you trust them? I got a story that will chip away at that trust, if you have any trust in those vehicles. That's coming up right after AccuWeather. It's AccuWeather time, and AccuWeather meteorologist Jeffrey Nordine joining us. I want to say thank you first to Dougie and all the gang at Martin Farm and Ranch. What do the deer need for maximum antler growth? Purina feed at Martin Farm and Ranch. Just look for the horse. And you stop by, say hi to Dougie. AccuWeather meteorologist Jeffrey Nordine is joining us. All right, Jeffy. 7 o'clock numbers across the valley. What you got?
Well, we got temperatures sitting pretty steady at 76 in Brownsville. There's 6 miles of visibility due to fog. 74 in McAllen, 7 miles there. Harlingen, 72, down to 4. Let's see here. Weslaco, 74 with 5 miles. And Edinburgh, 73 with 4.
Let's look at the write-up for AccuWeather. You mentioned the chance of rain by this evening. Significant or maybe just spotty, dotted showers here or there? What do you expect?
This afternoon, actually, into the evening, we're going to see just a couple spotty showers and storms around, and it's going to only amount to like 1/10 of an inch, so not a whole lot.
Texas weather good for all the truckers? Anybody have
Dallas is going to be a little bit of a red flag. Today is okay during the day. It's tonight, tomorrow, and Thursday because of some rounds of showers and thunderstorms that are going to be associated with more or less the same thing that we're going to see later this afternoon. Houston's okay too. There is going to be some showers and thunderstorms to avoid, but they're not expected to be too strong. They could just be a little heavy. San Antonio going to be under showers and thunderstorms pretty much all week long.
Steady as she goes, Captain, or do you see any major changes down the road, 7, 10, 14 days down the road?
Steady, low to mid 90s, pretty much, maybe upper 80s in some spots. Okay. The weather's going to be under sun and clouds or cloudy skies. Next chance of rain Wednesday night into Thursday next week.
All right. That's AccuWeather meteorologist Jeffrey Nordine. Of course, it's early vote day. We're celebrating that. And we're celebrating school bus drivers as well. I never liked them. I never had a good school.
I had amazing school bus drivers, and I know them all by name.
Yeah. And I wasn't a rabble rouser. I didn't get into trouble. It's just they just had a bad attitude. I just had a bad run.
I had
And-
Penny, who actually attended my high school graduation.
Wow.
And I had Carmen, and then I had Keith. And Keith was an amazing person. He was also a pilot before, so he would always welcome us into, the flight going to the school.
Yeah. was it like the pilot's goggles as well? And
I wish he didn't know. He had the leather jacket though.
Wow. Well, he had some nice people, man. I made up for it. I had just awful people. And that's probably in part why I never allowed my kids to take the bus to school. They had a couple of bad people. And they're bad for your teeth. Don't let it get stuck between your teeth. Jelly beans. We're celebrating jelly beans.
Oh, come on now. It's post-Easter. You got to have jelly beans.
Well, the Easter brand jelly beans, they're at 50-75% off at all the stores right now. So
exactly.
That's what all right, pal. Have a great day. We'll check in with you next day.
Yeah.
Thank you, weather meteorologist Jeffrey Nordine. And again, big thank you to Dougie and all the gang at Martin Farm and Ranch. So I mentioned to you driverless Waymo self-driving vehicles that are in some markets. Do you trust them? Well, here's a story that might work on that trust.
Over the weekend, some women were in a Waymo self-driving vehicle in Austin on their way to a club. First, it went the wrong way. Then it stopped under the Mopac Expressway close to where two lanes merge and locked the women inside for over 5 minutes as other cars whizzed past. One of the ladies got on TikTok.
Listen, it wasn't going to let us out until I said, we're live on TikTok. And then it was like, nope. All of a sudden, it unlocked us.
The video also shows the women talking to a Waymo rep who asks for an address and says they don't have a way to move the car, while a speaker in the car warns vehicles are approaching. Barbara Schwartz, News Talk
Yes.
710 KURV.
Yeah, they're whizzing by. One of them might hit us if they don't see us. Wow. A new bill could soon reshape how state regulations are handled.
Texas is one step closer to creating its own watchdog for red tape. Senate Bill 14, passed by both the Texas House and Senate, would create the Texas Regulatory Office, designed to eliminate unnecessary regulations and improve state agency performance. The bill also sets up an advisory panel made up of business leaders, researchers, and citizens. Governor Abbott has not announced his decision. If signed, the new office would begin work on September the 1st.
That's Steve Randall with that report. And chances are, as you scroll on X or Instagram, social media, chances are you will see video from the inside of a plane looking out to the wing of fire, like a massive fireball near the engine of a wing. That happened in Orlando, Florida. And now an investigation is underway after the engine problem led to that big ball of fire on that Delta Airlines jet in Orlando. The flight from Orlando to Atlanta was obviously halted, stopped at the tarmac as all the flames were impressive. And you could hear on the video people saying, "Oh, let's get out, let's get out, let's get out, let's get out of here." People, you could hear the seatbelts unbuckling. People were starting to get out. Eventually, yeah, they opened up the doors, and you know how they have those slides, and people were able to get off the plane on those slides. It's all over social media. Time is 7:14. This is the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV on this day one of early vote. Had a conversation with the elections administrators in Hidalgo and in Cameron County. Some of the rules, some of the cities, some of the school districts participating in very interesting elections taking place. Incorporating Starbase into a city, therefore Elon Musk. Also a venue that Cameron County voters will need to decide on as well. That's some of the conversation coming up next on 710 KURV, the Valley's Morning News.
Active Liver is the easy way to get daily detox to keep you healthy and feeling your best. Find Active Liver at your local CVS or online at Amazon or newnordicusa.com.
When it comes to livestock fencing, the folks at Martin Farm and Ranch believe that if you do it right, then you only do it once, which means by utilizing high-quality materials like Stay Tough fence products and Martin's expertise in fence building, you'll get exactly what you need to keep them in or keep them out. High-tensile wire like Stay Tough allows you to build your fence using less materials and labor. So for your next fence project, come see the fine folks at Martin Farm and Ranch Supply in Edinburgh. Just look for the horse.
If you're looking to improve your overall health and have a better quality of life, Dr. T's Primary Care is the place to go. If you feel tired or stressed or less motivated, if you're moody or if you have trouble sleeping, Dr. T's Primary Care will evaluate you and work with you to address your health concerns, including testosterone or menopause treatment, peptide treatment, IV vitamin infusions. Their licensed staff will take the time to listen to you and work with you to improve your overall health. Check out the website, drtsprimarycare.com. Give them a call in the Calendar at 956-803-0058 in Harlingen, 956-368-5247.
Brian Kilmeade here, inviting you to tune in weekday mornings starting at 9 for The Sergio Show with Sergio Sanchez on News Talk 710 KURV and KURV.com.
You're in tune with the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. Catch the Astros weeknights and weekends. So we got a 7 p.m. broadcast tonight from Houston. Right, 7 p.m. from Houston. It's the Astros hosting Toronto. Astros baseball on News Talk 710 KURV, made possible by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women. And big thank you as well to the Mission Economic Development Office. Well, happy early vote day. And we go straight to Cameron County and Hidalgo County, as we are accustomed to here at KURV. Of course, the only difference is this time around, you get to see all the beautiful faces from Cameron County and Hidalgo County that are running the show. It's early vote time for the municipal elections on May 3rd. So let's start with Cameron County. Let's go to Remy Garza in Cameron County. All right, Remy, some of the entities you're working with today, and I'm guessing one of the top draws might be that county-wide arena vote again. So tell me what's going on in Cameron County.
Well, actually, we've got overall 11 jurisdictions that are holding elections. The county, the creation of the city of Starbase, the city of Brownsville. We even have elections over in the La Feria CISD, the Harlingen CISD, the town of Primera. And so we've got elections all over the city of Santa Rosa, the Laguna Madre Water District. And it ranges from candidates that are seeking positions on their boards to reauthorizing street improvement taxes, and of course, the creation of the venue. It's not actually the creation of a tax; it's adding a venue onto the use of a sales tax that already exists.
Yeah, and that's the way it was explained to me. That's something that it's like a visitor's tax, like a hotel tax and car rental tax, and it already exists. Funded a couple of other projects, but I think it's the state constitution. Something requires that voters say yes to use that same revenue from hotel, motel tax from visitors and from car rentals. They need to ask permission, and that's why it's on the ballot. They need to ask permission from voters. Okay, let's use that stream to go and kickstart step one to try to move down the road on that. Starbase, the Starbase situation, that it's only for people in that area, right? Like near Boca Chica, that might be that will be voting or should be voting on whether to incorporate or not, create a city, therefore, for Elon Musk, right?
Exactly. Obviously, SpaceX is the largest employer out there and the industry that's happening. And as such, a lot of workers have moved into that same area and, are living there.
Okay.
And so they've petitioned the commissioner's court, the county judge, to be able to incorporate, to start governing themselves with respect to city ordinances, maintaining the city streets, law enforcement, things like that. And so, there's over 200 people that live out there, which is required for a Type C city. And only they get to vote on whether to incorporate, because they'll be the ones that are ultimately affected by that incorporation.
The people who reside there are part of the campus, and that's their address, right?
Exactly. They've got properties, they have trailers, they have small living areas that they all live in. And it's quite a booming place if you haven't been out there.
So you're doing county-wide vote, right? Like all over the place, just like Hidalgo County, right?
Exactly. We finally decided to join the club. Hidalgo County has shown us how successful it can be. And we will be voting at any location. It's always been that way for early voting. But now on election day, you get that same convenience of being able to walk into any polling place and find your ballots.
Well, as you mentioned, school districts, Harlingen, La Feria, City of Brownsville things, and Primera, Santa Rosa, Starbase people. You can vote anywhere in Cameron County. How many polling locations again? And I'm guessing you have those listed over at your website.
Yeah, they can be found on our webpage, but they're familiar locations. There's 22 early voting locations. They're going to open up at 9 o'clock today in Cameron County, and we'll close at 7. They'll also be open on both weekend days, and then Monday or Tuesday of next week. And on Election Day, we have approximately, I think it's 56 polling locations that are going to be open, so that people can take advantage of that.
That's Remy Garst, our elections administrator in Cameron County. This is, of course, Tuesday, the 22nd, day one of early vote for the May 3rd election. And, of course, you can see us live on X, live on Facebook. This video will be available for you after the broadcast as well. Let's go to Hidalgo County and our elections administrator, Hilda Salinas. Okay, Hilda, so let's look at some of the top entities you're working with. How many polling locations, all of that for Hidalgo County?
Yes, well, we do also have 11 jurisdictions that are going to be on the ballot for this election. We have 3 school districts, 3 cities, 4 emergency services districts, and of course, an election to create an emergency service district 5 and 6. Of course, it's also, bond elections, city charter elections, mayoral, city council members that are going to be on the ballot, as well as a couple of creation of tax revenues as well that are also going to be on the ballot. We do have a total of 18 polling locations that are going to open right now at 7 a.m. And of course, they will close at 7 p.m. This is where we do ask our voters to visit our website to check the schedule, because our schedule will be different tomorrow. It'll run from 8 to 6 all the way through April 25th. And then, of course, Saturday, 7 to 7. Sunday, we will be closed. Monday, 8 to 6 as well. And then Tuesday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Of course, Election Day, May 3rd. We will have a total of 26 polling locations, and they will be open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Are there any entities that you know of, Hilda, in Hidalgo County that are not working with you? Probably worth mentioning, some cities, some school districts, something like that.
The city of McAllen, we're not administering that election, but they also will be holding their election.
Okay, that's important to know. If somebody shows up without ID, things like that, and they participate on the provisional vote side, how does that work, Hilda? Can you quickly explain?
Okay, well, in the state of Texas, of course, you do need a voter ID. One of the 7 approved forms that are accepted at the polls will be the Texas driver's license, your Texas ID certificate, election ID certificate, Texas personal ID card, Texas handgun license, U.S. citizenship certificate, U.S. military card ID, or U.S. passport. Now, if you do not possess or can't reasonably obtain one of those IDs, of course, you can also use your certified domestic birth certificate, a current utility bill, bank statement, or government check, paycheck, or government document to be able to cast your ballot.
Okay, and by using some of that, are you now on the provisional ballot rules? Do you have to go back and provide other ID, or how does that provisional stuff work?
No, you will be able to cast your ballot regularly.
Okay. What is a provisional ballot?
Okay, a provisional ballot is when you go ahead and you visit the website and the polling location, and you're not able to cast your ballot due to let's say, for example, you say that you reside at this current residence, and your address is not matching or what have you. There is some sort of a situation. We do check, and it's not coming up as your residential address for that specific election. Then we do allow you to go ahead and vote provisionally.
Okay, and then figure it out, and you have until when to get all this investigated and determined, and you come back with whatever proof.
Yes, well, it's pretty much done at the time that the voter is currently at the polling location, and again, that's depending. It's on a case-by-case basis, and it's determined at that point. Of course, if the voter is not able to cast their ballot residing at that current election, then they offer the opportunity to vote provisional.
Okay, and that's usually for people who recently moved or have a new address or something with their ID. That's Hilda Salinas, Hidalgo County Elections Administrator. This is day one of early vote. the actual election for all these city races and school board races and other issues that are on the ballot for Cameron County, Hidalgo County, all of Texas. That would be May 3rd. Remy, we survived, I would say, that new club that you belong to where we have countywide vote. I recall there was a headline, there was a legislative move in Austin to try to get rid of countywide voting. That died, right? That's no longer an issue.
Well, I think they're still discussing that. Of course, nothing's over in the legislature until the
yeah
until the gavel falls. But there was a lot of support for countywide system throughout the state of Texas. A lot of the counties are adopting resolutions supporting its continuation, even locations that don't use it. They like the idea that they have the option to move in that direction if they wanted to. I think the convenience that it offers voters, as well as the securities, procedures that are in place, I think it's a really good project to maintain in the state.
You have an indication with some of the mail-in vote or early ballots coming in, how I suspect it might be light as far as, sadly, I suspect it might be light participation. You have any indication based on ballots that came in by mail so far? How?
In Cameron County, you're right. I think that presidential election took the wind out of a lot of people. We've had, I think, less than 400 ballots for this May election, which is, really, really small. We had seen that increase after the COVID. People were using it as a way to vote to avoid going to the polling places. But I think they fell back into they prefer to go to the polling place and actually mark the ballots and cast it.
All right. Any idea how many voters you're expecting, real quick, Cameron County by the end of the day for May 3rd?
I'm hopeful that we'll see close to 2,000 to 3,000 people cast their ballots this morning. With May elections, you always see less than 10% of the overall population vote. So I don't see anything that tells me this one's going to be extraordinary.
Sure. Go to the Cameron County website, look for the elections department, get the information there for whatever you need. Right, Remy? We're good.
And Sadiq, I just want to mention that there are two other jurisdictions in Cameron County holding elections, the town of Rancho Viejo and the Port Isabel San Benito Navigation District. And you have to go to their websites to find the candidates and to find the polling location too.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for that reminder. Hilda, go to the website, right? Hidalgo County.
Yes. Visit our website at www.hidalgocounty.us/elections. Also, give us a call at 956-318-2570.
They're running the show for elections in Cameron County and Hidalgo County. Hilda Salinas, Hidalgo County. Remy Garza, Cameron County. And they got up real early, but they've been up since like 2 o'clock in the morning, or maybe haven't slept at all night long, getting ready for election day. Have a great one. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
"29 minutes after the hour of the morning news on News Talk 710 KURV. Check of news, a service of Jay Gonzalez Injury Attorneys, ready to fight for you. Call 1-800-CAR-CRASH. Walgreens agreeing to pay $350 million to resolve allegations that the pharmacy chain illegally filled millions of invalid prescriptions. Major economic development note for the country, none of this coming to Texas. Swiss drug maker Roche will be investing $50 billion in the U.S. over the next 5 years as it weighs the effects of Trump tariffs. The company, Roche, announcing that they will be investing $50 billion, creating 12,000 jobs, expanding operations at several facilities, including Indiana, Pennsylvania, California, and Massachusetts. Back to Texas. Texas farmers who are growing industrial hemp are in danger of being put out of business.
Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick wants legislation to limit the sale of products containing THC. That would take the bottom out of the hemp market. Rice University political analyst Mark Jones says that House Republicans hear the concerns about what's sold at smoke shops, but are not making this a priority.
The House is going to have to give the Lieutenant Governor some type of increased regulation of these dispensaries.
Their plan has a carve-out for drinks that contain THC. They'd fall under the same rules as alcohol.
It's Michael Board reporting. Thank you for joining us on the Valley's Morning News. We invite you to Radio Para Mi. You download the free app, and you can listen on your smartphone at Radio Para Mi. Look for us. We're the redheaded stepchild in the family. Everybody else is like Spanish broadcasting. We're the only English news talker right there. 710 KURV at Radio Para Mi. This station is home to the Astros. We're taking a look at sports up next.
At Rivetta's Machinery in Donna, they're bringing the best deals on Coyote equipment to your job site, your farm, or your backyard. Right now, take advantage of 0% interest or up to $6,000 cash back on Coyote track loaders and skid steers. These are machines built for maximum performance no matter the task. But don't stop there. They're also offering fantastic savings on Coyote tractors, zero-turn mowers, and utility vehicles. And whether you're hauling something, mowing, tackling other big jobs, Coyote has the equipment to help you get it done. If you're looking for great deals and great service from a team that treats you like family, look no further than Rivetta's Machinery and Coyote. Start your next project right. Visit Rivetta's Machinery in Donna or browse their deals when it suits you at mynewtractor.com. That's their website, mynewtractor.com. Rivetta's for the long haul. See dealer for full details.
Cat tax, cat tax, cat tax, cat tax. Are your property taxes too high? Well, you can kiss that money goodbye until you call cat tax. Oh yeah, we save money for you. Cat tax, cat tax. Call cat tax, cat tax. No savings, no fees. Call 631-SAVE. Cat tax, cat tax, cat tax, cat tax.
If your property taxes are too high, you don't have to just kiss your money goodbye. Not with CAD Tax on your side. CAD Tax, they do all the work and you save all that money. If they don't win, you don't pay. No savings, no fee. There's nothing to lose. That's the CAD Tax guarantee. Call 631-SAVE.
No savings, no fee. That's our written guarantee. Cat tax, cat tax, cat tax, cat tax.
It's Astros baseball later tonight as they host the Toronto Blue Jays. First pitch at 7:10. Powered by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women, Mission Economic Development Corporation, and News Talk 710 KURV.
The 710 KURV Sports Desk is brought to you by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women.
Astros finally put together some serious offense last night versus the Blue Jays, getting a victory, 7-0.
Spin the kick and the pitch. And Altuve lines this one in the left field. Racing back, Rodin. And that one hops the out-of-town scoreboard. Rogers scores. DeCinto right behind him. He scores. 2-run double for Jose Altuve. 3-0 Astros.
Astros play the Jays again tonight. And Dallas Stars in Game 2 of the Stanley Cup playoffs, and we had some fireworks in overtime.
The Avs, Blackwell against Johnson. Blackwell shoots. Save made. Then he's on it again. He scores. He scores. Colin Blackwell wins it. The series is tied.
Play the Pantera as the Stars win 4-3 in overtime with a top shelf goal from Sam Blackwell. Dallas Stars will get the day off today and head to Denver tomorrow to face the Avalanche again at 9:30. I'm Trevor Beck with your TSN Sports Minute.
Let's start with the Stanley Cup playoffs. Alex Ovechkin scored in overtime to lift the Capitals over the Canadiens in Game 1. In the West, the Jets clipped the Blues for a 2-0 series lead, and the Kings blew a 4-goal lead, but Philip Deneau scored a last-minute goal to give LA the win over the Oilers in Game 1. NBA playoffs, Pistons beat the Knicks to snap their 15-game postseason losing streak in the West. Kawhi Leonard, game-high 39, to help the Clippers down the Nuggets to even the series at 1. That's sports. I'm Ron Tomas.
Your 710 KURV AccuWeather forecast is going to be variably cloudy with a couple showers and thunderstorms hitting a high of 89 today, and then still around this evening, but later tonight we're just cloudy at 75. For tomorrow, the cloudy start to the day gives way to clouds and sunshine, 88 degrees. Then we're going to see a mix of clouds and sunshine for Thursday, bit of a breeze, high hitting 90 degrees. This is AccuWeather meteorologist Jeff Nordine on the Valley's official weather station, 710 KURV.
And across South Texas, low 70s, just a little bit of fog, but 5-6 miles visibility closer to the coast. Border Bridge wait times. Yeah, you can tell school's back on. We got cars coming in from Atamoto to drop off kids. 1 hour wait time at B&M. Gateway, the same thing. 30 minutes at the Veterans Bridge. And headed back to McAllen, about 30 minutes at the Far Bridge. You're in tune with the Valley's Morning News. News Talk 710 KURV, the pulse of business for South Texas. And man, we got some big business news in the morning. Roche, $50 billion for the U.S., expanding operations, 12,000 jobs. Just one of the headlines in business news of the morning. That's next on the Valley's Morning News. I've been very proud. I still am very proud to represent Dale Johnson, my friend Dale Johnson, who's the top expert in commercial roofing systems. Dale Johnson, trusts Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing for many, many months. He's had conversations with these good folks, and now they're open up here an office in South Texas. My friend Dale Johnson, bringing his life, all his life of expertise in roofing systems and locking arms, joining with Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing, the top commercial roofer in this entire region, trusts Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing. Is a part of them now. You call them, start a conversation on all the expanded services. They bring a lot of strength with them, 125 years of experience, a huge team, a big, new, fatter menu of expanded services and valued warranties, cutting-edge roof installation technology, and, of course, all the advanced waterproofing solutions. For your businesses, all the commercial sites you have, for your home as well. Website is chamberlainltd.com, Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing at the following number, 956-566-6822.
Hey, it's Ramsey from South Texas Comic-Con, and we have a huge celebrity lineup this year, including comedy superstar Fluffy, TV legend David Hasselhoff, actress Juliette Lewis, Richard Dean Anderson from MacGyver, rock icon Dee Snider, Marvel artist Mark Bagley, the creator of Carnage, the voices of Rick and Morty and Chainsaw Man, and guests from Sons of Anarchy, Mayan, Star Wars, Star Trek, Stargate, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Breaking Bad, The Wedding Singer, and so much more. So come and meet celebrities at Comic-Con. It's April 25th through the 27th at the McAllen Convention Center.
It takes one whiff. Everything on the menu seems to be calling out to you. Dish after dish looks so good that you just can't seem to make up your mind. Everything looks better than the last thing. It's almost mind-boggling, and that's the moment that you realize you are at the right place. Zen Asian Bistro. All you can eat. Sushi, all kinds, and always delicate, fresh, and delicious. Sushi and Chinese food all at the same place. Zen. Everything you want. Individually, custom, wok-fired, crispy General Chow chicken, and all of your favorite Chinese food like sizzling steak lo mein. It's an experience you'll absolutely love. Lunch and dinner, all you can eat at Zen. You don't have to decide on one thing because you get it all. Everything on the menu is yours for one low price. All you can eat. Bring everybody. With kids' meals at just $8.99, there's just no better option out there. Zen Asian Bistro. All you can eat, unlimited, unforgettable, unapologetically affordable. Zen.
710 KURV. Streaming live at KURV.com. Powered by Texas Mutual Workers Compensation Insurance. A policyholder-owned company. Work safe, Texas.
I'm Nicole Murray with Your Money Now. Lockheed Martin has reported a higher first quarter profit and reaffirmed its forecast for the year on the back of resilient demand for its missile systems and fighter jets. Lockheed's aerospace business, which makes the F-35 fighter jet, posted a 3.1% rise in sales in the first quarter. A federal judge has granted a preliminary injunction to block the Department of Government Efficiency accessing sensitive personal information at the Social Security Administration. The order blocks the agency from granting DOJ access to systems containing Social Security numbers, medical records, and more. Wells Fargo analysts said Amazon has delayed some commitments around new data center leases, the latest sign that economic concerns may be affecting tech companies' spending plans. Futures are moderately higher. Monday, the Dow Industrials lost 971. The Nasdaq down 415. The S&P 500 down 124. Once again, futures are moderately higher. That's your money now.
AccuWeather says highs for today should be in the upper 80s, 87, 88. We do have a chance of a shower, thunder shower for later in the day this afternoon and going into the evening. Thank you much for joining us on the Valley's Morning News. We got Fox News coming up in 2 minutes on News Talk 710 KURV. Are you a real estate pro? Well, chances are, knowing this audience, I might have a few real estate pros tuning in right now. Well, good for you, because that way you can go buy a home on your own and try to use your knowledge to get a good deal, right? But the overwhelming majority of folks tuning into KURV right now, no, you guys are working hard for a living, and something else is not real estate. So you need the advantage of the Ryan and Brian real estate team. Let me give you an example. Look, you can go buy a home on your own, deal directly with a home builder, but you might be missing out on some big time savings. Dan just purchased his first home, brand new home here in Edinburgh. He was going to buy direct with the builder, but then he said, let me see if I can get a good deal, make sure I cover all the bases. He was smart. He called the Ryan and Brian real estate team, decided to hire the Ryan and Brian team, and Alex, the agent, one of the agents there at the Ryan and Brian team, was able to get Dan $10,000 in concessions off what otherwise Dan would have, forked over. That's the advantage. You get all this expertise and knowledge, the know-how, and savings as well. But by the way, the Ryan and Brian real estate team, they have partnered with one of the nation's top builders, Edwards Homes, building beautiful, brand new homes, both beautiful, affordable, and with some low rates. There's a limited supply, so you better start that conversation with the Ryan and Brian real estate team. 956-540-2536. The website, ryanandbrian.com. That's ryanandbrian.com.
If you're selling your home, don't be trying. Call Ryan and Brian. Go to ryanandbrian.com.
If you're looking to improve your overall health and have a better quality of life, Dr. T's Primary Care is the place to go. If you feel tired or stressed or less motivated, if you're moody or if you have trouble sleeping, Dr. T's Primary Care will evaluate you and work with you to address your health concerns, including testosterone or menopause treatment, peptide treatment, IV vitamin infusions. Their licensed staff will take the time to listen to you and work with you to improve your overall health. Check out the website, drtsprimarycare.com. Give them a call in the Cal at 956-803-0058 in Harlingen, 956-368-5247.
Exciting events, graduations, concerts at a world-class arena right here in Cameron County. Vote for the venue. The venue tax is already in place, paid primarily by visitors through hotel stays and rental cars. No new taxes for local communities. A vote for means an arena becomes a designated venue project. Early voting is now through the 29th. Election day is Saturday, May 3rd. Vote for the venue. Paid political ad by the Cameron County Now PAC.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
News and information to start your day.
The Valley's Morning News.
News Talk 710 KURV.
It is an honor that you join us at this time every weekday morning, even online, especially online of all times, like right now. Join us on X and on Facebook. Appreciate you tuning in online and watching the recording later on. The morning news on 710 KURV. Fred Cruz, our producer. We got AccuWeather meteorologist Jeffrey Nordine. I'm Sergio Sanchez. News on 710 KURV. A service of Jay Gonzalez Injury Attorneys, ready to fight for you. Call 1-800-CAR-CRASH.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. 3 days of public viewing. Pope Francis begins Wednesday. Fox's CB Cotton outside St. Patrick's Cathedral in Manhattan.
There will be a noon mass held today to honor the late pontiff who visited this same cathedral nearly 10 years ago. And last night, the Empire State Building had its tower lights shining in gold and white.
Funeral in Rome, 4 a.m. Eastern Saturday. President Trump and the First Lady Melania Trump will attend the ceremony. Pope Francis dying Monday at the age of 88. The White House defending Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth.
The White House is also blaming some negative press involving Hegseth on recently dismissed DOD staffers and have denied reports that the administration is searching for a replacement for Hegseth.
Fox's Alexandria Hoff. The New York Times quoting 4 sources that Hegseth used the Signal messaging app began to reveal so-called war plans to people close to him. America's listening to Fox News.
Early voting has started in the Rio Grande Valley. We got several communities that are holding some municipal elections, some city seats, some school districts as well. So we got some entities in Hidalgo County, Cameron County, McAllen. McAllen's running their own election, by the way. You'll need to find their polling locations, but most everyone else in Hidalgo County is using the Hidalgo County Elections Office. So go to the Hidalgo County website, look for their election department, and you'll find the polling locations for all these other communities and school districts: San Juan, Progreso, Sullivan City. Cameron County, also same thing. They got a couple of entities that are not participating, but pretty much everybody else. Brownsville, Harlingen, they've got some votes. In Boca Chica, there will be a vote at the SpaceX campus to possibly incorporate into Starbase Texas, make it official. And Cameron County voters will also need to decide on a measure to try to kickstart a multi-purpose arena for Cameron County. Bail reform might be the next big issue to tackle up in Austin.
Governor Greg Abbott wants to change the Texas Constitution to address what he sees as loopholes in the criminal justice system. He says that activist judges are allowing people accused of violent offenses to be released.
There are hundreds of people in Texas who were killed by a murderer who'd been previously arrested for murder, let out on bail.
The proposed reform sailed through the Senate, but experts say they face an uphill climb in the House, where the margins are tighter. They seek to keep more defendants accused of violent crimes locked up until trial.
Gold prices continued their rally on Monday, touching a new record high after President Trump came out swinging against the chairman of the Fed.
Gold prices continue to rise after President Trump called for an immediate reduction in interest rates, and he criticized the Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell's stance to keep rates unchanged. This is something that has impacted investors' appetite for risk, driving money towards gold, which is considered to be a safe haven asset. President Trump's tariff policy and concerns about the impact that this could have on the global economy have been fueling gold's rally in recent weeks. Rebecca Bundin, Mumbai.
Instagram is using artificial intelligence to crack down on teens who are lying about their age. And the Federal Trade Commission is suing Uber over its subscription program.
The agency accuses the ride-sharing and delivery company of deceptive billing practices tied to Uber One subscriptions. The FTC's lawsuit alleges Uber One doesn't give subscribers a simple way to cancel their membership and charges them without their consent. FTC Chairman Andrew Ferguson says Americans are tired of getting signed up for unwanted subscriptions that seem impossible to cancel. He adds the Trump-Vance FTC is fighting back on behalf of the American people. I'm Tammy Trujillo.
News Talk 710 KURV is your station for Astros baseball. Now, if only we could repeat for the next 150 games, 140, whatever it is, what they did last night, I think they'll be in great shape. Astros baseball on 710 KURV tonight. Pregame 6:40, hosting the Blue Jays. They're in Houston. Thank you to the Mission Economic Development Office. Big thank you as well to Dr. T's Primary Care for men and women.
I got a phone call yesterday around noon, and I was at the gym at the time. They called me twice, and I called back, and they told me, you won $1,000, and I didn't believe it. I actually had to call my bank, and I called customer service and everything, and then they also confirmed that it's true that I won, and that's why I love Lone Star National Bank.
Swipe, win, repeat. For every 35 debit card swipes, our customers have a chance at winning $1,000 every quarter. Make the switch to LSNB. Start swiping today.
Are you tired of waiting hours in your doctor's waiting room? Sitting around waiting to see a doctor isn't fun, and we know your time is valuable. The good news is that the physicians at Rio Grande Pain Team can help. Rio Grande Pain Team helps patients find relief from chronic neck pain, back pain, migraine headaches, and joint pain. And at Rio Grande Pain Team, we schedule your visits accordingly. Rio Grande Pain Team recently added providers, and we utilize the latest in scheduling software so our patients are seen on time for their visits and treatments. There's no need to wait 5 hours in a physician's office. At Rio Grande Pain Team, you no longer have to live with chronic pain. Dr. Dennis Slavin can help and have you feeling better at
Listen to Sergio Sanchez every morning on News Talk 710 KURV and on the Radio Parami app. Stay informed with exclusive interviews from top local and state leaders, plus economic development news, business, and medical reports, and all the local news from the RGV. It's everything you need to know to start your day right. Sergio Sanchez and News Talk 710 KURV on the free radio.